And we're live. All right, I want to welcome everybody to our New Moon Masterclass. And tonight we're going to be talking about the Virgo New Moon, which is taking place tomorrow. So I've got everybody muted, and then I'll talk a little bit about this new moon and some of the astrology influences that are impacting us right now. And then I will open up the lines for questions, comments, sharing what you're manifesting, and then we will go into a brief meditation to set your intentions. So let me hit share so we can get our presentation up. All right, let me get on the right screen. That's not the right screen. Ah, go away. Can you guys see this? Kate, can you see this? Are you?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Just yes.
Okay.
I muted you. I'm like, everyone else is on the phone. So only what I can see was you. So thank you. All right, just making sure we're up. I'll mute you again. There we go. All right, so I'm calling this new moon getting focused. And Virgo is about purification. It's about, well, we'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. It's about perfection. So this new moon is taking place tomorrow at 6:37 a.m. Eastern time. Now, Virgo is an earth sign, and we have 8 planets in earth signs. So this is going to be a very physical new moon. This is a time of taking care of your physical body, noticing what your physical needs are, being aware of your physical surroundings, maybe even checking in with Mother Earth. You may be inspired to be doing something related to supporting Mother Earth. And so this is really a time of focusing on the physicality. And it is a supermoon, meaning that the moon is going to be closer to the earth, creating a stronger gravitational pull. So often a supermoon can feel like a full moon because it's pulling on our psyche and our emotions. It's going to be it can be very intense. Everybody responds differently. So just be aware of that. I even noticed yesterday that there was a lot of, I don't know what was taking place, but a lot of intense energy. I had people calling with headaches and migraines and stomach aches and digestive issues. So this is taking place. It's all about this newness and recognizing how you're holding that energy in your body and what messages you're receiving from your body. This new moon is about perfection because Virgo is the virgin, and it's not perfection in the sense of maybe a misperception of perfection, but realizing that you are perfect. Yes, there are all things that we need to be working on, but we are perfect just as we are. So there's no need to compare ourselves with other people and to put ourselves down for maybe the things that we are not doing. So just be aware of that you're not, your thoughts are the most powerful part of this process. So if you're putting yourself down, you're actually counterbalancing any positive things that you're doing. So for every negative thought you have to have at least 2 positive ones to offset it. So keep that in mind as you're talking to yourself in your head, right? This new moon is about creating habits, systems, the practical steps that need to take place for you to actually achieve your goals. Now, not only do we have 8 planets in Earth, but 5 of them are in Virgo. So we have the Sun, Moon, Mercury, Mars, and Venus. So it's going to be, because Mercury, Mars, and Venus are all very fast-moving planets, they're called the personal planets. So this new moon is going to be very personal. Mercury is helping you be more focused and constructive. Mars is helping you be productive as well as efficient. Venus is helping you devote your time and energy. It's very service-oriented. So just be aware that this is a time of dejunking, decluttering, creating healthy routines, being constructive, proactive, and determined, and focusing on your physical health. So this new moon is going to affect obviously everybody, so you want to see where this hits in your astrology chart. But for those of you who have the sun, moon, or rising sign in Virgo, it's going to be incredibly powerful. So this new moon is about purification. Mercury is helping you purify your thoughts. So we think thousands of thoughts every single day, and nobody can impact those except for us. So if you're thinking, you know, creating those routines or patterns and habit loops that, thought loops that kind of keep you in that negativity place, only you can stop it. You can stop it and say, hey, I want to think differently about myself or the situation. That's where purification comes in. You can choose what thoughts you're going to hold on to and which ones you're going to let go of. So simply by stopping yourself and being more mindful about what you're thinking will help you in shifting gears and actually shift the thoughts to what it is you want to create. Thoughts create things, right? It's that energetic email, that's going through our brain and sending a message out into the cosmos. And this is the law of attraction. So we attract back to us based on what we're projecting. So be very mindful of your thoughts so that you're projecting things that you actually want to attract back to you. Mars is helping us in purifying our actions. So again, being very aware, if you feel inspired to move in a particular direction, then Mars and Virgo are leading you on that path. So be very aware of what actions you're being inspired to take so that you're actually following through. And then finally, Venus is helping you in purifying your values. What do you love? What do you value most? How can you attune to what your soul wants? And Venus is helping tie those into you in setting your goals. So let's talk about a chart here. This, again, we have up here in this upper quadrant, if you can see this, we have the sun, moon, Mercury, and Mars all in. For this person, it's in their 10th house, and it's actually activating their natal moon, which is right here in the 10th house. So this is going to be a really potent time for this person. The moon influences our emotions, the emotional side of us, the feminine side of us. So being very aware that this person could be much more emotional as a result. There could be some deep healing that's taking place, maybe some practical steps in getting some energy work or some balancing work that supports whatever emotions are coming up. As I mentioned, this is a very personal new moon. So whatever goals you're setting, you want to look at this, your particular birth chart, find out what house this is falling in for you. And then you can do a quick Google search. In this case, the person would do, moon in 10th house, new moon in 10th house, or moon transiting 10th house. And it'll give you a whole slew of answers. So the 10th house relates to your career, your social status, where you're going, how you feel about yourself, how you feel about your career, and there could be changes that are taking place. Now, as a part of this equation, we have Uranus over here, who is the planet of focus. It's on up-leveling, it's innovative, it's the higher mind and communication with God, and it is in Taurus, also an earth sign, and it's going to be here for the next 12-ish years. So just be very mindful that there's a lot of physical changes that are taking place. And I say this over and over again because it is new that we've moved into this with Uranus in Virgo. So you want to just be very mindful of about what's taking place with you and Taurus and where Taurus falls in your chart. For this person, it's falling in their 7th house. This relates to partnerships, relationships, communication, these types of things. So again, as an earth sign, it's being very physical and helping drive things on that physical level. It's helping up-level this person on how they value themselves, because that's a Taurus characteristic, how they relate their values and their value in a relationship, right? So if they've been undermining their value in a relationship, all of a sudden this new moon may help activate some of that energy to help them feel more valued or to value themselves and set healthy boundaries. The other two planets we have in Earth sign are down here. We've got Pluto and Saturn, both in Capricorn, making some big changes. Between now and January, there'll be these planets are going to be getting closer and closer together. And then with the January new moon, they will be exactly conjunct. So there's some big changes taking place with Pluto has to do with our underworld and sort of the hidden side of ourselves. And then Saturn relates to new rules, new foundations. So all of these things are not only affecting us personally, but they're affecting us in our society, on a global level, on a cosmic level. So as you're aware of how this is affecting you personally, you can probably see how this is playing out with people around you as well. So just be very mindful of this. You'll want to pull your personal birth chart with transits. So the inner planets, the planets that are here on the inner part of the ring, that's where the planets were when you were born. And then the planets on the outer ring are where they are today, or as of tomorrow. I'll pull this for the new moon for tomorrow. So those are called the transiting planets. And the more aware you are of how this is impacting you, the easier it is for you to set your intentions. So this person may be setting intentions on up-leveling their career related to maybe they want a new career, or maybe they want to get a promotion. What action steps would they need to take? What are the practical steps that would support them in getting their life moving in that direction? So again, just being aware of this is where this is hitting in your chart will help you in setting your goals and intentions for the Virgo new moon. And because this is such a personal new moon with Mercury, Mars, and Venus in Virgo, there's going to be some big transitions. For me, it usually takes at least 6 months to start seeing my new moon intentions play out. So from now until we hit the Virgo full moon next March, this is going to be a time of really understanding, who you are, where you're going, what the practical steps are so that you can set those intentions, purifying your thoughts, your actions, your emotions, so that it will support you in actually achieving that. So this is a great time. Focus on listening to your heart, whether it's through meditation or prayer or hiking in nature, whatever helps you calm down, tune in, tune out the rest of the world, and listen to what your heart and soul are speaking to you. Because again, as that practical new moon, this one is going to help you in purifying your thoughts, actions, and emotions so that you can get what it is you're trying to achieve. Some tools that will support you. I picked these essential oils because they do help specifically with focus. Lemon, one of my favorite essential oils, enhances the ability to concentrate better. It's uplifting, it's detoxifying, it's cleansing and purifying. So this is a great one, very simple. Breathe it in, put a drop in water, use it in your diffuser, rub it on your pulse points. These are all great ways of using lemon. One of my other favorite ones is blue tansy, and I talked about this last time with the Leo new moon. Again, this one helps with inspired action. It supports brain health. So it really does help you take that inspired action. Two others that I just have to mention because Mars is the divine masculine and Venus is the divine feminine. So frankincense and myrrh will support healing any male-female issues, masculine, feminine, helping you align more deeply with your masculine and feminine sides and bring balance into those. So those are some of my favorites. If you're drawn to specific essential oils, by all means use them. Your body is calling for them for a reason. For those that want to learn more about essential oils, I will talk more after the meditation, and you can either stay for that or you can drop off and listen to the recording. As I mentioned, lemon is very purifying. It cleanses your body. It aids in digestion. It helps you stay on task and be focused. It's one that I use often when, especially with my strategic planning a business development, this is a great oil. Oh yes, I'm going on road trip. I'll be teaching classes in Salt Lake City, whatever next month is, September 9th and 10th, or 10th and, no, 9th and 10th. So if you are in the area, I'm going to be about an hour north of Salt Lake and are interested in learning about energy and essential oils, please let me know. And if you're en route between Los Angeles and Salt Lake City and want to connect with me, please let me know. I'd love to chat. We are stopping in St. George and Moab and back down through Tahoe and back down here. So I'd love to chat with you if you're in the area and maybe meet for a cup of tea. All right, so let me stop sharing here and open up the lines. Da, da, da. There we go. Oh, all of my lovelies. I'm going to unmute, maybe. There we go. Manage participants. If you have background noise, you can press the mute button. All right, lovelies. Anything big coming up with you guys with this new moon so far?
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. Hi, this is Rosalinda from California.
Hi.
Hi. So I guess that explains all my aches and pains for the last couple of days.
You too, huh?
Oh, you know, I was actually getting scared.
Like, what's wrong with me? Yes.
Yeah, totally. And I'm just really curious. I will do some Google searching, but tomorrow happens to be my birthday.
Oh,
I'm just wondering, like, thank you. Should I expect anything, you know, with the super moon being tomorrow and that being for August 30 birthdays? Should I expect anything? Should I be prepared for anything? I'm kind of nervous about tomorrow now.
Honestly, I'm hearing expect the unexpected, right? So,
Yeah.
you know, just don't be shocked if something unexpected happens and out of the blue. And I know it's kind of tough for Virgos because you like to be in control and, you know, just have everything
Totally
neat and orderly and everything organized.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
Yeah. So it's really about being open to the magic, because I actually use my birthday to sort of to me, it's the new year, right? So we look at the new year usually as like January 1st, or maybe it's the Aries new moon. But I look at my birthday as a fresh start because that's when I was born. So it's kind of your new year and what intentions you want to set between now and as you go through this whole 12-month cycle. So I would be setting intentions related to that, obviously pulling your specific birth chart, seeing what house it falls into for you. Do you know what house it's in?
I don't.
Yeah. So I would definitely pull your astrology chart and find out what house it is so you can set your intentions specific to that. And that will help you in kind of gearing up for this next kind of new year for you.
Okay. Well, I'm looking forward to it. I really am. And I was already feeling like I'm addressing a lot of issues with my health. I'm being way more proactive than I normally have been.
Sure.
So I feel like I'm setting things in motion, and they're just simple things, but I'm really happy about it. I'm excited about it.
And that's the beauty of Virgo, is it can be very simple, right? Like sometimes you think, oh, I need to declutter or de-junk everything. And it's literally starting with one drawer or one closet. And it's amazing how it sort of spirals into other areas. So I'm glad you're keeping this simple, because I know Virgo, as the perfectionist, loves to, like, if I can't do everything, I'm not going to do anything, right?
And you know what? That is what I do the rest of the year. So this evening I'm doing a lot of decluttering in my room. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. But thank you for that guidance.
Yeah, absolutely. Happy birthday again.
Thank you.
All right, anyone else? Questions? Anything coming up?
Jana, I lost you. Hold on. This is Kate in Missouri.
Hi, Kate.
Hi. So I too, and happy birthday, who was on the line earlier, a fellow Virgo. My birthday is September 19th, I'll be,
Okay.
oh gosh, I will be 61. And my sun, Venus, and Mercury are in Virgo.
Oh my gosh. So
I
this is
know.
like a super activator for you.
So this
Right?
is kind of my last, oh my gosh, you guys, I just am feeling just overwhelmed, crazy. So yeah, I started doing the Con Marie method last fall, and you start with one drawer. Well, okay, this is where I'm at. I'm like, oh, I got very inspired. Like I'm gonna remodel my whole entire house. Oh my gosh, I moved out of my house. It's such a mess right now. Now that it's empty, I'm like, and the contractor's kind of done some things to like, hey, would we want to cut this wall out? Oh my gosh, you guys, it's such a mess. And now I'm like, oh, just screw it. I'm just gonna move. I'm just gonna move out of Missouri. I've been here all my life. I'm done. Oh my gosh, you guys, I feel like melting.
Wow. Look at everything that all the baggage that unpacked as a result of you cleaning out, right?
I did. And that's yeah, it's kind of been emotional because
yes.
I feel like my mother died like in 2008, and I inherited a bunch of stuff, and I out of guilt, I moved all the stuff to my house. Well, then you guys, I just started going through stuff and got rid, I really kind of did. Do I love it? It's time for somebody else to steward this, but I kind of had the guilt attached, and it's just been hard. So,
It's hard. That's a lot of
I don't even know what.
Right?
Do what?
That's a lot of cleansing, because it's not just the physical cleanse, it's the emotional cleanse.
Exactly.
And it's huge.
Yeah. So I feel like almost nuts at this point. Because I'm like, oh my gosh, what have I done? I don't need to spend this money, and then this past week, a couple of my there was a vendor that's like going out of business. We're not paying. I work on commission, and it's like, no reps are getting commission, going out of business, shutting down. Oh my gosh, so my freak button went like totally off the plane. Like, oh my God, I can't even do this, I'm just kind of, I don't know, it'll settle down.
That's the Uranus energy. It's the sudden changes in direction, or sudden break-offs or break free, breakthrough, those types of things. So that doesn't surprise me, and we're going to see a lot of that, especially if people aren't aligned with high values and integrity. So it doesn't surprise me that has happened. But you also have to keep in mind that ultimately your resources, money, abundance comes from your higher self, right? So just if you tie into resentment that this company isn't going to pay your commissions, then you actually close off an opportunity for the universe to bring money in from somewhere else. So kind of keep that in mind as you're going through that process, because obviously there's going to be grief as you are going through it, that you're not getting stuck and shutting down opportunities for abundance to come in.
Yeah, true. That's so true. And it's so hard to stay there. And,
Oh, I know, my friend.
Oh, I know. So, I have my little.
I know, because you want retaliation, or you want to get what you deserve, but.
Well, it's not even that. It's just kind of like, oh my God, I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop, kind of like, because I lived through 2008. It was kind of a very hard year in our industry. And yeah, that's what kind of has me in a tiz, so to speak.
Well, but keep in mind, if you're rooted in fear, then opportunities are going to shut down, right? Because, there are signs that things are transitioning with the economy. Whether it means an actual recession or not, it's hard to say. But that's also a part of Uranus in the money house. That's the second. Taurus is related to money and how we make money and how we value ourselves, which influences how much money we attract to us. So this is a time of dejunking anything related to, you know, I'm the one that makes the money, or feeling unworthy or deserving, so that you can open up to the abundance coming from the right source, and not you, that ego side of you, being the source, right?
True.
You just,
Yeah.
you never know. You can walk out your front door and have a bag of money sitting there if the universe wants to give it to you that way. But if you have a very, especially being a Virgo, you know, if you're very focused on where's the money coming from, then the blinders will keep you from seeing other opportunities. So, you know, just as much as you can, open up and allow yourself to see other opportunities. And I mean, you've already been inspired to move. So it's like, okay, well, where am I going next? And what amazing opportunities am I going to have as a result of this?
Yeah, and that's in my 6th house. All those are in my, well, except for the sun is in the 7th, but the,
Oh, wow. Interesting. So,
what's the,
I mean, like the Virgo energy, or it's not the Virgo energy. Yeah, it is the Virgo energy, 6th house. Yeah, so that's very focused, right? So you kind of get the double whammy of Virgo in 6th house. So, I mean, it really will support you in creating those foundational steps, the healthy habits, the, you know, the patterns that will move you forward, but you want those to be aligned with your higher self, not your ego self, but your higher self, because that's what's going to guide and direct your soul to the next step.
yeah.
Easier said than done, I know.
Faith. Yeah, I know, right?
And Lisa's, her birthday is the 19th too, so happy birthday, Lisa.
Oh, Lisa, it's your birthday too. Well, happy birthday. Yeah.
Lots of Virgos.
Yeah.
Virgos on the call. All right, what else is coming up? Anyone else noticing some crazy energy this week? It almost feels like Mercury retrograde.
Yeah.
Questions or comments?
I wonder if it's also, of course, you know, Uranus, it's very quick. So, you know, today we've had the eruption of there was an earthquake in Oregon. There was a volcano that erupted in Italy. Yeah, just all, the Earth is actually, Mother Earth is actually.
She's cleansing and purifying too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's necessary, you know, and the plate tectonics move to kind of like release the pressure, whether it's a volcano or, you know, anything that happens with the physical Earth. But we're also impacted by those shifts as well. So just kind of keep that in mind as things are happening around you, that, you know, it's that opportunity to kind of tune into your body and what needs to be released within you, because it's a reflection of stuff that's, you know, that's taking place around you. All right. Anyone else? Questions, comments?
Hello.
Hi, Vicki.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Yeah, the energy feels a little bit tense for me. I think it's in my 11th house.
Okay.
And yeah, I can't help but think of like all the things on the horizon that I'm working on, I guess.
Your brain's like going in a million directions.
Pretty much, yeah, that about sums it up. I know. You know, I'm launching my new business this fall, and
Congrats.
I'm like in the middle of like taking all these different courses, and
Wow.
yeah, it's overwhelming. But how does it apply? I mean, how does the purification energy apply to that house?
So the 11th house relates to sharing your knowledge and wisdom.
Yeah.
It relates to your social network, collaboration, those types of things.
Right.
So if you want to be in that purified state, it's making sure that you're connecting with your higher self to make sure that the connections that you're making, the collaboration that you're doing is with people of that higher consciousness, right?
Yeah.
Because the projects that you're doing, just knowing you, are on that higher level to begin with.
Yeah.
And of course, we assume that everyone's going to be like us, right? Like if we have integrity, we're expecting the people that we partner with to have integrity.
Right.
But
To
it
be
may or
on,
may not be true. So
be on the
just be
same.
aware.
Yeah, they have to be on the same vibration, I guess is what you're saying.
Exactly. And you know, you may attract people that want to ride on your coattails with your ideas,
Yeah.
but you've got to be very clear. You're setting those boundaries, that you're making sure that, you know, that everything is supporting where you're going with the project, so the project doesn't get weighed down and, you know, and not become what you're envisioning it becoming. So you really want to be around people that inspire the ideas in you, and as you're collaborating, it's like, oh, and then we could do this, and then, oh, what if we did this over here? And you know, there's that kind of excitement, and not you dragging somebody along with your vision.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes total sense. It's about maintaining the vision, and not watering it down, and not allowing it to become something that's not in alignment with me.
Yeah, you don't need to dilute it. I know with the projects you're working on, it needs to be in that higher frame of mind and spirit vibe.
Yeah, so I guess I should set intentions on having like healthy, inspired collaborations.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that
You
sounds
should
like
share your ideas and inspiration with, right? That will take you and this project to the next level.
right, and be like a real collaborator rather than somebody who's just wants to take over or not listen to my ideas.
Exactly. Right, because they're discounting and undervaluing you and have their own agenda.
Yeah, I mean that's happened to me.
You know, they want to use this. Don't.
Yeah, well, sometimes I guess the ego comes into the picture.
Absolutely.
And that's fairly common. It's happened to me a number of times. And we all have ego, but you have to be clear-minded to kind of sidestep, I guess, when it does rear its head.
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely vital.
Yeah, easier said than done.
I know it is, but you know, stay in tune with your guides and make sure that you're constantly asking, being very mindful of what you feel, especially being a Capricorn. You're gonna want to like make it work out, right?
Yeah.
The more you can allow it to work out from this higher perspective. So the way I envision it is you partner with somebody, but then you're both connecting with your higher selves to create a healthy partnership, collaboration, whatever it is, so that it is really aligned with the higher good of all.
Yeah, that's a beautiful way to put it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anyone else? Questions, comments? Anything coming up?
Hi, Jana. It's Kathleen. Hello,
Hey,
everyone.
how you doing?
I'm good. Better.
Yeah. Aren't you in the line of the hurricane?
Yeah, I am. So, talk about purification. The tears are definitely coming.
Yeah,
in
on
every
all
way and
levels, I
form.
bet. That's scary.
Oh, yeah. But I'm used to it. It's just part of living in Florida.
Okay.
So for me, what I kind of noticed with this new moon is at the beginning of the week, like I'd already started feeling the energy like at the beginning of the week, and I noticed that I remember. So I used to have a boss that was a Virgo, and whenever he would ask me a question, it was at the beginning I couldn't when we were just learning each other. When he would ask a question, it was more like, here's one question, and then he would ask a follow-up question to that. So his questions basically throughout the years I've learned was more of question one with all these bullet points underneath it, and then question two and then all these other bullet points underneath it. So I learned like what that did for me was it taught me how to be thorough with the details and just have all the answers right away at one time for him. So, and I use that example because what this new moon reminded me of at the beginning of the week was just like that. I got all the questions with all the bullet points at one time, and it at first it felt very overwhelming, but now as the week has gone on, it's almost like I'm answering every question and every little bullet point, and it's becoming clearer and clearer, and just I'm getting more grounded within that, I guess you could say.
Oh, good. Yeah, I think that's very important. And the detail side of Virgo can be very overwhelming, especially if you're an air sign, because they don't typically do the details, right? So
Right.
That's a very practical side of any of the earth signs. So being aware of it and learning how to navigate that is absolutely vital. So I'm glad you're recognizing that.
Right. So, but I actually like the Virgo energy because being a Scorpio, it's like it kind of grounds me within my emotions. But it's really making me just every day this week, it's just tears like crazy. I mean, even when right when I was leaving work today, I was like, I don't know why I feel like crying. And but it's a good thing because it is a purification, and then just really looking for that peace and what I'm looking for in life and what I'm building. So it's getting really grounded and getting it started.
Absolutely. And you're not alone. I was the same way. I'm getting in the shower and I'm like, why am I tearing up? I'm getting in the shower, right?
Exactly. Everything where it's like, why is this? I was like, not even a commercial. I literally, I have a friend of mine that works in the same, within the same company. And I saw her and I was like, I don't know why, for some reason, I just feel like crying. She's like, what did you do? I said, I just shut down my computer. I was like, I don't think I'm attached to this thing. I was like, but it's bringing tears to my eyes.
Well, that's very symbolic of how powerful this supermoon is, because it is pulling on, our psyche. So we have to be aware of that. So emotionally, we're not all over the place, right?
Right.
Because, and the flip side of something like Mars is anger. So even yesterday, I just noticed that like little things would just set me off, and I had to just take a step back and breathe and recognize where Mars is at this time. And, so it's just understanding, being mindful of those little triggers so you can make conscious choices to shift and, allow the higher energies to provide support.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think because my Mars is in Virgo, I believe also. So I think
activating.
It definitely is. I think it's definitely connecting like my heart to my throat chakra. Like if you want to say it like that, because it's allowing me to really just get to my heart of what I'm really feeling and just almost like openly admitting what that is.
Right. Which is great, right? Because it's easy to discount it and think, oh, it's something else. So it's important to recognize.
Right.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Anyone else? Questions, comments before we go into meditation? We're good? All right, let me mute everybody. Yes, we want that. I always love it when they send me a little message. All right, hopefully you're in a place where you're free from distractions. And go ahead and close your eyes. And let's begin with some deep breathing. Breathing in through your nose. And exhale through your mouth. Breathing in all the way down to the belly. And exhale, release. Breathing in, relaxation. And breathing out any tension you're holding in the neck, allowing the shoulders to relax, allowing your arms to be heavy. Just allow your breathing to continue deeply and rhythmically. tracing the breath as it comes in and as it goes out. Allowing yourself to release any tension you're holding in the neck, the chest. Breathing out any tension you're holding in the lower back. Allowing the belly to easily rise and fall. The mid-body is where we hold so much tension. Just bring your awareness, using your breath to soften, relax, and let go. Feeling the hips and the legs begin to relax. The energy is freely flowing through your body. We call in your guides and your ancestors to encircle you at this time. That they're holding space for you as they're encircling you, projecting unconditional love towards you. And just allow yourself to feel that unconditional love. Using your breath, breathe in unconditional love. And feeling your heart begin to expand with each breath you take. Breathing in love and projecting love to every cell of your body. Continue to breathe in love and extend love through every cell. And bring your awareness just above the heart. So just below the throat, but above the heart line. You can place your hand over this place. Or just breathe in deeply and imagine. Imagining that your high heart is opening up, allowing you to release anything that no longer serves you, emotions, programming, patterns, whether yours or your ancestors, that you're allowing yourself to release those through the crown of your head and up to the heavens. This is supporting you in cleansing and purifying, releasing any emotional blockages, feeling unworthy or undeserving to receive more. And take a deep breath in. And exhale, release. And through this purification process, we want to release any memories, any situations in your lifetime that created deep emotional pain or trauma. Anything that created a shattering from within your soul. Abuse, betrayal, rejection. Then imagine that your soul is like a glass ball that has been shattered. And we're reversing the movie. We're seeing all those parts coming back together, purifying that glass ball, that part of your soul. And as the pieces come back together, they're being bathed and cleansed with unconditional love. bringing your soul back to a wholeness. And feel that energy within your body. Releasing any concerns or worry about doing this correctly. Just allow yourself and your higher self to guide this process. Use your imagination, or perhaps just let yourself be in the flow, allowing your guides to support you in this process. And you feel strengthened and invigorated as a result of this activity. It's providing you with clarity, a better understanding of yourself, a strengthening from within your soul. And take a deep breath in. And exhale, release. And you feel the vibe within your body begin to radiate. It's pulsating, extending this higher vibe, this higher programming. Supporting you as you project your new goals out into the cosmos. And perhaps you know what those are at this moment. And perhaps you set an intention to receive abundance, abundance and support, validation, the resources, anything that you need. Just imagine that it's coming to you abundantly, with ease, with grace. And see yourself receiving beautiful gifts, opportunities, understanding of yourself. And begin to anchor this energy. We want to pull it down from the heart, down through the torso, down through the legs. And imagine roots going into the earth, connecting with Mother Earth, sending your intentions into the earth, connecting with the center of the earth. And Mother Earth is your earthly mother, and she projects her energy onto your goals and intentions, and you feel that energy coming back through the earth, back up through your feet, and back into the heart. And take a deep breath in, and exhale, release. And just notice what's taking place within you, around you. Any impressions or thoughts that would support you at this time. Just notice how you're feeling in your body. You're in a space that's grounded and anchored, supporting you and loving yourself, honoring yourself, so you receive all the gifts from your divine creator. And take a deep breath in. And exhale, release. Just hold this intention of receiving, allowing, feeling the support from your creator, your ancestors, your guides. allowing yourself to be in this higher vibe. And as you're going through the next couple of days, recognize you're going to be very open to intuitive messages. Learn to listen from your heart instead of over-processing with your head, allowing your mind to be relaxed, squashing the doubts as they come in, and feel within your heart what feels right to you. Express gratitude to your creator, your guides, and your ancestors for supporting you at this time. And express gratitude to yourself for taking this time and honoring your growth and divinity. And as you bring yourself out of this activity, begin to wiggle your fingers and toes, bringing yourself back into physical form. You may have specific messages, or perhaps you saw images or impressions or emotions that you felt. It's smart to write them down right away so that you don't forget. When you feel that your processing is complete, go ahead and open your eyes. I'm going to unmute you. Whew. Somebody was very much in their head for a while. I at least got you out of there. Over processing, maybe thinking about if they were doing this right. So as we're going through this process, it's really about letting go and allowing yourself to feel into your body. So keep that in mind. Anything interesting that came up during meditation that anyone wants to share? I put everyone to sleep. At least nobody's snoring, right?
Right.
That has happened before. I know it's not always easy when you come out of meditation to talk, because my goal is to put you into a theta state, put you into a place of unconditional love. You all feel much more grounded now, so that's a good thing. Any final questions or comments before we wrap up?
Does anyone know what crystals would be good to use on the new moon?
So the one that's coming up is two of them, quartz crystal and the Lemurian quartz. Because the Lemurian is getting us back to that place of new beginnings. And I feel that we're really setting not only a stage for the next 6 months, but we're really setting things up for some of the big transitions that are going to take place the first part of 2020. Yeah. So, you know, right now I feel like we're laying the groundwork, and the more work we can do now, the easier it's going to be as we make some bigger transitions with some of these other planets.
Yeah, so it sounds like any crystal that is kind of deletes like old programming.
Exactly. And then the other one that's coming up is kyanite, which is very grounding, you know, that earth energy. Especially if you're an earth sign, it would really be supportive of that.
Yeah, I have one of those actually. I love those.
Yeah, they're pretty. I like them.
Yeah, they're very pretty. I mean, the quartz is like all purpose.
Definitely. There's a lot of newness with this new moon, so yeah, that just feels like the Lemurian crystals would be a good one.
Yeah. Do you know anything about the Herkimer diamond?
I don't. I mean, I've heard of it, but I haven't. Anybody else?
Herkimer is actually one of my, like someone had told me it was one of like the diamonds for me. It's very powerful. So it's almost a lot stronger. It really is. For me personally, my two crystals are amethyst and Herkimer, and I actually lost my Herkimer from I don't know when, it was a while ago, but I remember whenever I would have those two, it was like I had so much energy and just so much power, like clarity and power was just incredible. So for me, that's my experience with Herkimer, is that it's just 1,000 times like quartz on crack. It's an amplifier.
Yeah, I was told the same thing about it, actually, that it was good for me as well.
Mm-hmm. And you can get like even a tiny piece. Like mine wasn't a very big piece because they're very pricey. So it's like you get even a small piece, and I was very very powerful.
Yeah, I have one.
to
They're
know.
great.
Good. Anyone
Thank
else?
you.
Questions, comments?
Is it, I heard somewhere that it's, the super moon is similar to a full moon in that it's a good time for releasing, right? And
Absolutely. And that's one of the reasons that we did the meditation where, so often when I do energy work, I literally see a person's soul like shattering, like if it was a glass ball, like a glass Christmas ornament, and like all the little pieces are everywhere. And so as we're calling this back in, it's strengthening and purifying from that soul level. So that was one of the reasons that I was inspired to do that particular meditation.
yeah, so is it a good time for releasing people and forgiving them and all that?
Yeah, I never, if I'm inspired to release somebody, then I do it in the moment. I don't wait until, oh, the full moon's coming up, or I have to wait till this certain time. If I'm getting inspired to do something like that, I'll do it in the moment.
Do you do any particular ritual along that?
Depends on what's taking place, because obviously sometimes we have to release people that are no longer here. I love writing and literally pen to paper, not typing anything out, but you know, making sure that I'm cognizant of the lesson that I learned with that particular relationship or person, and honoring that, because that was a part of our soul contract, versus just discounting the pain and suffering and everything that happened, but recognizing that I, at some point, had contracted with this person to have this experience so that I could grow and evolve. So writing pen to paper, I like to burn it, you know, and just whatever ritual helps you with that releasing process. But I love, you know, the whole writing, burning it, letting it go, and just creating a little ritual around it.
Yeah, I love burning things, so that's right up my alley.
Pyromaniacs, right?
Just kidding. But there is something very purifying about that.
Absolutely. You know, water is too. I've done that too, where I've created little fires on the beach, and then, you know, I bury it knowing that the water's going to carry it away too. So, you know, it really depends on what you're inspired to. And I never, you know, whatever you're inspired to do, definitely do it, so that you're not discounting what your body is asking to do.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, any other questions, comments? All right, well, we will wrap up for this fabulous Virgo new moon taking place tomorrow morning at 6:37 on the East Coast. So just be aware of that as you're setting your intentions, you have about a 2-day window to really hone in on those. Again, you're going to be very open after listening to this meditation and participating in this. So you may have additional insight and fine-tuning to what your goals actually are. If you do need help with learning about where this is falling in your chart, please let me know. Reach out. We can do a mini astrology reading just to give you an idea of what's taking place. And for those that want to learn a little bit more about essential oils, go ahead and stay on the call and we will talk a little bit about those and then we'll wrap up for the night. So thank you all. Happy Virgo New Moon. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you. Close that. All right, let's get to